Hello, I'm Kyle Bradshaw. Welcome to this cold weather or off riding season tip of the week from Cruiser Customizer. This is the time of year when lots of people have to put their motorcycles away due to snow, sleet, hail, and other inclement weather situations. Now here in California, we get to ride year-round, and fortunately, that allows us to keep our bikes in tip-top shape all the time. Now for those of you storing your motorcycle, there's some key things to think about before putting your bike away for the season. Now the neat thing about seasons and years is the fact that they change all the time. Sometimes in December you might get a beautiful day, bright, sunny skies, and you want to take your motorcycle out on the road. If you haven't properly prepared your bike before you put it away, that may not be a safe scenario. Before you put your motorcycle away for the season or into storage, there's some key things that I believe you need to do before you make that happen. These are things that allow you to be prepared for when the weather turns nice or the season comes into effect, so you will be ready to ride when that opportunity presents itself. The first thing is stabilizing your fuel. If the fuel in your tank has not been properly treated by the time you go to ride your motorcycle in a couple months, that fuel will be bad. With the current fuel that we have here in the US, Stable is a great product in order to stabilize the fuel in your tank, making sure it'll be perfect, potent, and ready to go when you're ready for your next ride. Now if your bike has fuel, the other thing that it needs is a spark or power. If your battery has not been properly maintained, you may not have the spark that you need when you go to hit the starter. Battery tender or Charge X system are two ways that you can properly maintain the battery of your motorcycle during the off season. Anytime that you have not ridden or started your motorcycle in, say, a week or more, we totally recommend a battery tender or a battery maintenance system. If you haven't tended your motorcycle and you want to be sure that you can get on it and ride whenever you need to, take a look at the Micro Start system from WeRev. This is a personal charge bank that you can carry with you. It can fit in your pocket that will allow you to start your motorcycle in any situation. Now a lot of people change their motorcycle oil once a year. It's best to do it before you store your motorcycle. Why is that? During the riding season, you've put your motor and your motorcycle through some stresses and some strains. The motor oil that was in your motor was doing a job. It was taking deposits off of your pistons and cleaning your system. And now what's going to happen is if you go ahead and park that motorcycle without changing the oil, that dirty oil can actually harm your motor. By putting fresh, clean motor oil into your bike, running it for a little bit, allowing that to circulate through the system, turning it off and then storing it, you can ensure that your motor will be as healthy as it can be when it comes to turn the key and crank the starter your next riding season. Another service-related item while doing any oil change is your air filter. Make sure you inspect your air filter. Make sure it's clean, free from any elements or contaminants that will restrict its airflow. If you've got a K&N filter, your motorcycle filter will be a lifetime filter. Go ahead and clean it with the K&N Clean solution. Lube it with the filter oil and reinstall it in your motorcycle. This will ensure when you're ready to go, the motorcycle's tip-top shape and ready to hit the road. Now I know a lot of you are riding shaft-driven motorcycles or even motorcycles with belts. With a shaft-drive motorcycle, you're going to want to make sure you change the gear oil where your ring and pinion spin together. That oil does get dirty, it does break down, and it does need replacement. If you're running a belt, there are belt lubricants or belt waxes that you can put on that belt that will prolong the life of the belt. Now, if you're using a chain, you should be adjusting and lubing your chain every 500 miles or so. Go ahead and take a look at your owner's manual and find out the proper way to check the tension on your motorcycle chain. Now tension is important, but probably the most important thing aside from tension is going to be lubricant. Making sure that your chain is clean and free of debris and properly lubricated are three things that will allow your chain to last much longer than it would if you allow the chain to be dirty or unlubricated. One commonly overlooked item when people put their motorcycles away for storage are tires and suspension. You want to make sure you replace your tires before you store your motorcycle. Why? Because at the beginning of every season there's a mad rush on tires and manufacturers are often out. If you put brand new tires in a motorcycle before that happens, before you put the bike away, you know that when the opportunity to ride arises, you can drop your motorcycle, roll it out, do a pre-trip inspection, and then you're ready to hit the road. Keeping proper tire pressure is important. Fill your tires to the maximum PSI on the sidewall of the tire. This is going to ensure that if your motorcycle sits on the ground, not on a jack stand or on the center stand, your tires are not going to become out of round. If you do have access to a jack stand or center stand, we highly recommend you lift your motorcycle up off the ground. That's going to relieve any pressure or tension on your suspension, allowing your suspension to sit at a relaxed state. One last thing to take a look at before putting your motorcycle away is what type of cover are you using. Is it just the dust cover? Is it waterproof? And is it breathable? These are a couple of the key things to take a look at before storing your motorcycle for the winter. I'm Kyle Bradshaw. Until next time, take care and ride safe.